The VA denial rate is skyrocketing in 2025, and many veterans are getting rejected for reasons they never expected. It's like trying to order a pizza with 50 toppings, and the delivery guy just throws a single cold pepperoni at your door and yells, "Good luck with that." It's simply unacceptable. If you're filing for VA disability, or thinking about an appeal, you need to know what's causing these denials and, more importantly, how to avoid them. Think of this as your crash course in dodging bureaucratic landmines, because the VA process can feel like navigating a minefield in the dark. Stay with me, because I'm about to reveal the top VA mistakes in 2025 and how you can protect your claim from being denied. We're going to arm you with the knowledge you need to fight back and get the benefits you deserve. Alright folks, let's talk about the first blunder that's sending veterans' claims into the abyss: insufficient medical evidence. You see, the VA isn't playing around when they ask for proof. They want cold, hard, documented evidence that your condition is legit and, crucially, linked to your service. Now I know some of you might be thinking, "Paul, I got this bum knee dodging mortars back in '08, isn't that enough?" And while yes, your service record is essential, it's not the whole picture. The VA needs to see that you've been actively seeking treatment, and that your current condition lines up with that service-connected injury. This means regular visits to VA-approved doctors, proper documentation of your symptoms, and consistent treatment plans. Think of it like building a case in court. You need that undeniable paper trail to support your claim. And here's a little secret the VA doesn't always advertise. Private doctor records count too. That's right, even if you've been seeing a civilian physician, those records can be absolute gold when it comes to proving your case. But, and this is a big but, those records need to be thorough, detailed, and clearly link your current condition back to your time in service. No vague diagnoses or scribbled notes on a napkin. Look, I know navigating the world of medical paperwork can feel like trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Remember, the VA's job is to help you, but they need you to meet them halfway. Give them the evidence they need, and you'll dramatically increase your chances of getting that sweet, sweet approval. Alright, veterans and friends, let's talk about a little document that's causing a big stir in the world of VA claims, the elusive nexus letter. This, my friends, is no ordinary piece of paper. This is your secret weapon. You see, the VA might acknowledge your condition, they might even acknowledge your service, but without this magical letter clearly connecting the two, denied. It's like having all the ingredients for a delicious cake, but forgetting the eggs. You'll end up with a sad, flat mess. The nexus letter needs to be written by a qualified medical professional. And I'm talking someone who knows their way around a stethoscope, not your buddy who took a first aid course in high school. This letter needs to explicitly state, in no uncertain terms, that your current disability is at least as likely as not caused by your time in service. Now I know what you're thinking. John, finding a doctor to write this thing is harder than finding a parking spot in Times Square. And you're not wrong, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Here's a pro tip. Don't be afraid to shop around. There are doctors out there who specialize in VA claims and understand the specific language and documentation required. They're like the Navy SEALs of medical professionals, highly trained and ready to fight for your benefits. The Nexus letter is not a place for modesty or downplaying your symptoms. Be honest, be detailed, and be relentless in connecting the dots between your service and your current condition. Remember, this letter could be the difference between a denied claim and a life-changing approval. Ah, the C&P exam sounds pleasant enough, right? Like a relaxing afternoon stroll through the park. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because this ain't your grandma's annual checkup. This, my friends, is where the VA separates the wheat from the chaff, the heroes from the slightly less heroic. You see, this exam isn't just about confirming you have a pulse and can touch your toes. It's about assessing the severity of your condition and how it impacts your daily life. Think of it as an audition for your benefits. You need to bring your A game. This is where many veterans stumble. They downplay their symptoms, brush off their struggles, or try to tough it out like they did back in boot camp. But let me tell you something, this is not the time to be a hero. Be honest, be specific, be detailed. Tell the examiner about every ache, every sleepless night, every limitation you face because of your condition. Don't hold back. Remember, they're not there to judge you, they're there to gather information. And for the love of all that is holy, don't exaggerate. The VA has ways of sniffing out BS, and the last thing you need is to jeopardize your claim because you tried to embellish a story or two. Just be yourself, your honest, deserving, slightly worse for wear veteran self. The truth, as they say, shall set you free, and hopefully get you those benefits. Ah, Virginia forms. Those meticulously crafted documents designed to test the limits of human patience and sanity. They're like the Lernian hydra of bureaucracy. For every head you cut off, 2 more grow back, each one demanding to be filled out in triplicate. And just like the hydra, these forms can be a real beast if you don't know what you're doing. You see, the VA has a form for everything. And I mean everything. Want to claim a service-connected knee injury? There's a form for that. Want to appeal a denied claim for tinnitus? There's a form for that. Want to request a new pair of orthopedic socks? You better believe there's a form for that. And the kicker? Using the wrong form can send your claim spiraling into a black hole of bureaucratic despair. It's like ordering a pizza and accidentally sending in your tax return instead of a delivery address. You'll be waiting a long time for that pepperoni and cheese. So, how do you navigate this labyrinthine world of VA forms without losing your mind? Well, first off, don't be afraid to ask for help. The VA has resources available to guide you through the process, like the Veterans Service Organizations, who are basically the Sherpas of the VA world. And here's a little secret. Sometimes you don't even need to fill out a form at all. That's right, you can often submit what's called an informal claim, which is basically a written statement outlining your request. It's like whispering your pizza order directly into the void and hoping for the best. But hey, sometimes it works. Look, I get it. Dealing with VA forms can feel like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded while riding a unicycle. But remember, with a little patience, a dash of humor, and perhaps a stiff drink or two, you can conquer these bureaucratic beasts and emerge victorious. Time, my friends. It marches forward, relentless and unforgiving, especially when it comes to the VA appeals process. You see, in this arena, hesitation can be as disastrous as a wrong turn at Albuquerque. It could lead you down a long, winding road to nowhere. The moment you receive that dreaded denial letter, the clock starts ticking. You have a limited window to file your appeal, and trust me, you don't want to miss that deadline. It's like missing the last helicopter out of Saigon. Things could get messy. Now I know what you're thinking, Paul. Appealing a denied claim? That sounds about as fun as a root canal. And you're not wrong. But remember, a denial isn't always the end of the road. It's more like a detour, an annoying, frustrating detour, but a detour nonetheless. Don't let the VA's initial decision be the final word. You have the right to appeal, and you have the right to fight for the benefits you deserve, but you need to act fast. There are different levels of appeal, each with its own set of rules and deadlines. You can request a higher-level review, file a supplemental claim with new evidence, or even take your case to the Board of Veterans' Appeals. It's like choosing your weapon in a bureaucratic duel. Each option has its own strengths and weaknesses. The key is to understand your options and choose the path that's right for you. And remember, you don't have to go through this alone. There are resources available to help you navigate the appeals process, like veteran service organizations and accredited attorneys. So if you've received a denial letter, don't despair. Take a deep breath, grab yourself a stiff drink, and start exploring your appeal options. Remember, time is of the essence, but with the right information and a healthy dose of perseverance, you can turn that denial into a resounding victory. Denials are on the rise, but now you have the tools to fight back and win your claim. Remember, the VA process can feel like navigating a minefield in a funhouse mirror maze, but you don't have to go through it alone. Need expert help? Visit Vet Mentor AI for AI-powered assistance to optimize your VA claim. They're like having a crack team of VA ninjas on your side, fighting for every benefit you deserve. Comment "No Denial" below if you're ready to secure your VA benefits in 2025. Let's show the VA that we're not backing down without a fight.